The chosen are not superior. The chosen are not inferior. The book of Acts, chapter 9, starting in verse 10. And there was a certain disciple at Damascus named Ananias. And to him said the master in a vision, Ananias. And he said, Behold, I am here, master. And the master said unto him, Arise, and go into the street which is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judas for one called Saul of Tarsus, for behold, he prayeth. And have seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in and putting his hand on him that he might receive his sight. Then Ananias answered, Master, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he hath done to thy saints at Jerusalem. And here he hath authority from the chief priests to bind all that call on thy name. But the master said unto him, Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me, to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. All right. The chosen ones are not superior. The chosen ones are not inferior. If you notice in this passage of scripture, right, this man Ananias was told by the Messiah to go, right? He was sent on a mission. Go. There's this man named Saul, also known as Shaul, right, that's praying. He's seen in a vision you coming to lay hands on him so that he might receive his sight. Because at this time, Shaul was blind, right? Okay, so in verse 15 and 16, which is what we're going to really emphasize, Ananias is hesitant about going to lay hands on this man because he knew of Shaul's reputation, right? Okay, so in verse 15, but the master says unto him, Go thy way, right? Not optional. Go thy way, as he's been instructed, right? Then the Messiah further says, For he is a chosen vessel unto me, right? A chosen vessel unto the Messiah. The Messiah chooses us. We don't choose him. So we're chosen vessels of his. Those of us who are chosen, right? So when you're chosen, you are chosen and given an assignment. You're given a purpose. You're given a mission, right? And this man, Shaul, who later would be known as the Apostle Paul, right? His assignment was to bear the Messiah's name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. Threefold, right? Verse 16, For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. The chosen must suffer great things for the sake of the one who chose them. For the sake of the name of the one who has chosen them, the name above all names that has chosen them, right? So therefore, the chosen ones are not superior, right? Because they have to suffer great things. Not a great thing, but it says plural, great things. We have to suffer for the sake of the one who chose us. The one who chose us, he also chose us to suffer for his name's sake. All right. So when I've mentioned about the chosen ones in past videos and things like that, even regarding the book, I didn't put that out there. It's not what nobody said. It's not what nobody didn't say. But I didn't put it out there for that to be a badge of honor, a badge of pride. That's not it. Chosen ones should not be prideful. If you're prideful, you're not a chosen one. Right? Or if you are a chosen one and you're prideful, you're going to be humbled quick. And you're going to be humbled by the one who chose you. Right? And you don't want that. I'm not speaking that from experience because I know better. Right? Okay. So when you're chosen, you are not superior. Right? But you're not inferior either. Now, I must stress this. It's going to feel a lot of times like you might be inferior. Here's the reason why. As being a chosen one, you're going to see those who are not chosen be able to get away with a lot of things that you're not able to get away with, right? The chosen could try to do what the called do, but the chosen are going to be checked quick. The chosen are going to be rebuked quick, right? Quick, okay? So a lot of times it's going to make the chosen feel inferior because they're going to feel so much rejection. They're going to feel so much persecution. Right? That sometimes they might actually develop an inferiority complex, right? The chosen, as it says about Shaul, have to suffer great things for the sake of the one who chose them, right? So sometimes all that bullying, all that persecution, all those beatings, some physically, some verbally, right? All the beatings you have to take, sometimes the verbal is worse than the physical, right? You can heal from the physical, but sometimes the wounds that's left by the verbal, sometimes the chosens never get over, all right? Never get over. They have to learn how to heal. But sometimes, there are those who have been chosen that never get over that, right? So therefore, the chosen are not superior, right? They're no better than anybody else. They're no better than the call. They're no better than the people that's in the world, right? The people who don't know no better. The people who are doing exactly what their daddy is, influencing them to do. The people of the world, right? The children of darkness. They're no better than them. They're no better than the call. They're no better than another chosen one, all right? So the chosen ones are not superior. However, the chosen ones are not inferior either. All right. We all are called by the same creator. We were all created by the same creator. Right. We all creatures of the same creator. I just had to break it down to let you know being chosen is not something that you hold as a badge of pride. I'm chosen. I'm better. I'm more superior. No, it doesn't work like that. But yet and still, the chosen ones cannot walk around with their heads down and their shoulders slumped either. They need to have that head up. They need to have them shoulders back. They need to have that chest out, right? Not out of pride, but they are somebody. So those of you who are chosen, I have mentioned this several times. I've mentioned about being chosen just to encourage the chosen, not to give up. Keep on pressing on, all right? You have an assignment. You have work to do. You were chosen for greatness. So you walk out that greatness despite how anybody's going to try to make you feel. Shalom.